5 countries that defeated the Mongol Empire. 1. Vietnam. In 1257, the Mongols occupied Yunnan. Kublai Khan demanded free passage through Vietnam. Instead, Emperor Taitong threw Khan's envoys in jail. Khan immediately began preparing for war. He surrounded the capital with 2 groups of 1,000 men. The Vietnamese and Mongol armies met on the banks of a river. Taitong was defeated and had to abandon the capital. The capital was too small to support a Mongol army. The destruction they caused resulted in outbreaks of diseases. The army suffered from dysentery and malaria. Then Taitong brought back his army. They pushed the invaders out of the city in 9 days. The second attempt to conquer Vietnam began in 1283. The Mongols took the Vietnamese capital city again. They forced the emperor to flee to a tiny island. But heat and diseases weakened the Mongols once more. One of the main Mongol generals was killed. The rest of the army returned to Mongol China. 2 years later, Kublai Khan made another attack. He relied on a navy to provide the army with supplies, but the Vietnamese sank and captured hundreds of the ships. On land, the Vietnamese fought a guerrilla war. They laid spikes in trenches to stop the Mongol horses. They conducted river ambushes against Mongol boats. After a year of fighting, the Mongols finally gave up. 2. Japan. Kublai Khan wanted to conquer the southern part of China. To weaken it, he decided to conquer its partners first. One of those partners was Japan. Khan demanded that Japan submit itself to the Mongols. The shogun didn't respond to his request. In 1274, Khan began the invasion. The Mongols took the island of Hakata. This was an important source of trade for China. The Mongols went deeper into Japanese territory. The Japanese samurai suffered heavy losses. However, the Mongols ended up retreating to their ships. Due to a storm, they couldn't get to the rest of Japan. The second invasion occurred in 1281. By that time, Kublai Khan had taken over China. He hoped the invasion would legitimize his rule. The Mongols sent 2 large armies by boat. A strong wind or kamikaze struck one of the fleets. The remaining ships had to sail back to China. 3. Java. The Mongol fleet showed up in Java in 1292. There was a civil war underway for the throne. One of the contenders was a prince named Raden Wijaya. He recruited the Mongols to attack his rivals. He then forced the Mongols off the island. 4. India. Sultan Aladdin Khilji first defeated the Mongols in 1298. He fought them off with his horseback warriors. He immediately executed all of his prisoners. The Mongol Khan sent 200,000 warriors. The following year, the battle is now known as the Battle of Kili. The Khan's son, Kublai Khwaja, was killed in that battle. The Mongols withdrew from India altogether. 5. Egypt. At the time, the Mamluk dynasty ruled Egypt. In 1260, their sultan refused to submit to the Mongols. His army went to Palestine to fight the Mongol army. The fighting continued on and off for 6 decades. The Mamluks only suffered 1 defeat in 1299. In 1323, they signed a peace treaty with the Mongols.